you mentioned that, you were hopeful that defense, special teams, everybody would step up in those phases to try to help determine the outcome of the football game. I guess you have to be pleased with the way they tried to help in that regard.
Absolutely. They gave us a chance. They really did. Special teams had some big plays. Defense held their own. They were out there on the field for a long time and just didn't get enough support from the offense side today.
So if you had to reflect, I know you haven't had time to even digest, but what was the biggest problem trying to sustain drives? A lot of 3-and-outs today against this Giants defense.
Yeah, we never found our rhythm, and again, our first down efficiency is really where it got us. We were in a lot of second 8, second 9, second 10, it felt like. And that's not a great recipe against that defense. So it was, that we struggled today. Put one together at the end of the game because the other sides of the ball kept us in it. And again, just had that turnover at the end that put the nail in the coffin for us.
Coach, how do you think Brandon Allen performed today handling an offense?
Yeah, I thought he did enough, for us, and the guys around him got to step up too now. We had several drops, holding penalties when we would get a completion, and we only had 3 possessions there in the first half. It felt like we hardly ever had the ball, and then the second half just never found our rhythm. But again, when we would get something positive, it seemed like something on the same play sent us back the other way. Whether it was there was 3 drops, there was 2 holding penalties, there was the fumble on a positive play, and that all hurt us.
Obviously, Coach, running game was not much of a help. If you could have gotten more, I think maybe the longest run of the day might have been the fake punt. So obviously that wasn't where you wanted it.
No, not at all. And that's it's going to be a big part of what we're doing. And we didn't get anything going there. And again, they did a nice job at the line of scrimmage. And there wasn't a lot of room for some of the backs to go sometimes. But again, that's got to be a better part of what we do going forward.
What made you comfortable going with Brandon today instead of Ryan Finley?
I just being around Brandon felt like he gave us a great chance, and he did. I thought he was good decision maker. Not everything was perfect, but again, we knew that there was going to be some challenges, and we needed the guys around him to lift him up and help him through this week. And truthfully, we didn't get enough of that, to be quite honest. And, so there are some things we'll expect him to improve on, certainly. And we need the whole unit to be more supportive around him.
Do you think he deserved another shot, Zach? Will he get the start next week?
Yes.
Zach, how different are the plays at your disposal when you're calling with Brandon in comparison to Joe? And is that something you kind of balance today?
There's always a balance with he's had, 3 days of reps with our guys, throwing with our guys. So you try to consider that a little bit and what you put in the plan, what he feels comfortable with to get him started here on the first week here. And that'll continue to grow as he gets going and gets more comfortable with everything we're doing. And again, I expect good things from Brandon, and we had an opportunity today. We just didn't take advantage of it.
Since Allen had practiced so little, what evidence did you use to decide that he was the best option for starting quarterback?
Been around him for 3 years, seen him play a lot of football.
Zach, how extensive we saw obviously what happened with the Broncos this week with all the quarterbacks getting knocked out. I know that we talked in the season about him being separated. How did that look as the season progressed throughout the year? I mean, how extensively did y'all go to make sure that Brandon wasn't a close contact ever with the other quarterbacks?
Yeah, he's never in a room with them. He always met virtually away from everybody else. And even at field, I often lectured him about standing too close to the other players, so he still had his helmet on and could listen. But that's just a part of what we got to do now. And we'll have another guy coming in now to play that role.
2 more minutes with Coach.
Zach, how hard is it for a guy like Brandon to come in and into that situation? 49 seconds left. Yeah, good field position, but that's probably a tough ask.
It's life in the NFL, and that's the position we were in, and we got to move the ball and make some plays. And, so again, it doesn't all come down to that one play. There's plenty of other opportunities. We could have gotten momentum throughout the game where plenty of other guys could have stepped up. So, of course, everyone's going to remember the last play of the game, but there was so much more that went on around that.
Zach, there was a report that Joe Burrow's expected to have surgery, I guess, in Los Angeles next week. Is that correct?
I'm not ready to speak on that. I'll have some more information on that next week then. This week, I should say, not today.
What happened on that last fumble, that last play at the end of the game?
We'll have to see. We may have had an MA on the routes as well. So I haven't spoken to him to see what his thought process was there. But we'll watch the tape and get a better picture of it.
You move the ball a little bit in that last drive. I know they were playing back and everything, but what seemed to move a little bit? I mean, is that how you were trying to attack him to get the final 20 yards?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it was just about getting that first down. That was what killed us the entire second half. We had, countless 3-and-outs to start the half, and you just never feel in a rhythm. You're calling 2 normal down calls, and then you're calling a third down call, and it wasn't even really 2 normal. Oftentimes it was 2nd 8, 2nd 9, 2nd 10. And again, it really came down to our first down efficiency in the second half wasn't good enough.
Last question.
Zach, last week when Burrow went down, the team visibly looked deflated. Some guys admit being shook up from him going down, but just to see them fight at the end of the game, and it was kind of a crazy game, not a lot of offense, trading field goals, but just to see them not just sit down and be out for the rest of the year and see them kind of fight at the end there. What did that say to you?
Yeah, everything that I ever needed to see from these guys. Everything that I see every day. You're down 19-10 in the fourth quarter, and really your offense hasn't done anything the entire game. But everybody just kept grinding and trying to make plays that they were capable of making. And then you look at it, the defense got a huge stop. Offense goes down, scores 7 points. Defense gets a monster stop there on the backed up situation. Punt return team gets a huge punt return and puts our offense in a position to go win the game. And it just didn't work out that way. But that tells you everything you need to know about these players in this locker room and everything that I see every day and know. And they're playing hard for each other. And it's going to turn for us at some point. That's why I told them it's frustrating. You're sick to your stomach. It sucks. It's not fun to lose. But we know that this tide is going to turn for us, and we're going to look back on this, and this was a necessary part of our growth. But we need to get some wins to show for all the work that we're putting in, because it's makes it tough when you finish games like this.